Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great most under rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the exercise in truth. Found this article on study finds going into 6G, which I haven't really seen mentioned much, if at all. So it seems like it's something that they're kind of breaking ground on it. But the title is 6G Revolution Begins. Researchers achieve record-breaking data speeds. So it says the road to 6G wireless networks just got a little smoother. Scientists have made a significant leap forward in terahertz technology, potentially revolutionizing how we communicate in the future. An international team has developed a tiny silicone device that could double the capacity of wireless networks, bringing us closer to the promise of 6G and beyond. So yeah, I was reading this and I saw, a tiny silicone device, and then you go down, they have a picture of, I have it there, but I don't know if they have, okay. No, I think they mention it. Because I was thinking, okay, 6G. I was assuming it was just gonna be on the phone thing. But then when he mentioned, a C-hip, then I was like, okay. So it says, imagine a world where you could download an entire season of your favorite show in seconds, or where virtual reality feels as real as, well, reality. And yeah, that's kind of these the draws, the appeals of this technology. It kind of draws people in. And then that's been the whole VR thing, the whole like virtual living thing. That's been something that's been pushed heavily through like VR headsets. You had the Apple Vision, I believe it was called, where you would be able to have like, you put the headset on, you can interact with stuff like in front of you, like floating panels and shit like that. But it's something that is kind of trying to come to its fullness, and then these kinds of things will draw people in. Because if it's like a thing where you can just have it there seamlessly, and then they might, the way people were doing like Pokemon Go, and then they'll see like Pokemon out and about, they might be able to like adjust, how you engage with reality. And then that would be something people would completely drown themselves in. Because you could be able to have a thing where you could have like a plain room, and then make it actually look like something fantastical, so they can feel better about themselves. And these all these kinds of ideas have been explored in like movies, especially. Because I remember there was it's gamers kind of like one of the key ones, but that was like actually controlling other people through it, which was a huge aspect. But then it was the whole, experiencing it through like someone else's eyes and whatnot. That's something like people basically trying to live a different life through technology. That seems to be the biggest draw towards it. So that's what I think most people kind of most people have in mind when looking at these things. They think, "Ooh, I can. What would I be able to do?" So it says this tiny marvel, a silicon C-hip smaller than a grain of rice, operates in a part of the electromagnetic spectrum that most of us have never heard of, the terahertz range. Think of the electromagnetic spectrum as a vast highway of information. We're currently cruising along in the relatively slow lanes of 4G and 5G terahertz technology. That's the express lane, promising speeds that make our current networks look like horse-drawn carriages in comparison. Terahertz waves occupy a sweet spot in the electromagnetic spectrum between microwaves and infrared light. So yeah, it's and obviously if you were to get zapped with with microwaves, you're gonna get cooked. And these are closer. Well, like I said, it's on the middle point, so you're gonna have a degree of radiation, and that's gonna feed into that soul for the people that get that C-hip, man, that get that MOTB. Because why? How all these systems being built is off wireless communication to kind of maintain these things. Like now, I always like to say with if you go with Wi-Fi, just in general how it's used on the phone, or even just like location, like when you're basically trying to find your location on a phone. Part of how they do that is the Wi-Fi. There'll be a setting to have the Wi-Fi connect to any kind of Wi-Fi router nearby, even if you don't like connect to it for an internet connection. There's set up so you can get a level of communication to just tell where you it will locate you basically. It'll basically deliver the location information to you to make it more precise to locate you. That's why I remember it used to be called on the phone just like precise location option, and then that would be doing that. But then now they specify what's happening, and so that's how all these systems are built. That wireless communication where all these different what's it called? All these different devices are communicating with each other, and then the issue as has been drawn is speed, and that's for what the elites, the degree to which they'll like to use it. It needs further development, but even then, it's as far as to get people to jump on it. People are gonna jump on it anyway as soon as it's available. And then but looking at these these speeds, I remember when 4G was first announced, that was spoken about like it was, the final frontier of whatever speed, and then 5G, and now it's going to 6G. Let's say this little silicone C-hip, as they put it, could be the thing to open it up, and then it makes you think, okay, so this might be something they're developing to where it might be initially used as like to boost your connection capabilities, all your devices you engage with, to make them communicate faster. You get a little C-hip or whatnot. There's ways they can do these things, but then a lot of people will jump on these things because they'll just see it as like, oh, it's just an upgrade or whatever. It's just an update. It's just making it smooth and painless to kind of move to the next kind of way people are going to engage with technology. But really it's about what the desires of the elites are, which is to get everyone receiving that C-hip. So it says terahertz waves, sweet spot. It says they've long been seen as a promising frontier for wireless communication because they can carry vast amounts of data. However, harnessing this potential has been challenging due to technical limitations. The researchers' new device called a polarization multiplexer tackles one, but yeah, it's going into Yeah, because it said it itself. It sounds like techno babble. Think of it as a traffic cop for data, but it's, yeah. But then this is the, you know, the proposed all silicone terahertz. But then it's, yeah. And the thing is as well is, if you know, implant C hips are normalized, like you know, piercings or tattoos are to a certain degree now, that can just, you know, have the uptake go smoothly. And that's just kind of all I'm thinking about with this. It's like another kind of angle to appeal to people from. Because the first thing was what they say, like talking about comparative to 4G and 5G. It says, what if you could download um your entire what do you call it, entire season, yeah, entire season of your favorite show in seconds. And if people were given like the opportunity to just be like, okay, have that much access, especially with how people use social media, how people use different things, then you're thinking like, damn, I'll be able to download this to watch. I'll be watching this. I can also browse this, and I can do. I'm like, damn, I'll jump on that. But the, you know, the core of what I'm looking at is prophecy, which that just makes you think about hold on, it's just read this, Revelation 13:16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And yeah, it's basically gonna come down to those that take it and those that don't, and that's gonna become that sharp dividing line. And you know, we've seen it with the pandemic, where it was initially split down, you know, those wearing masks and not. And then afterwards it came to like, you know, if you got the juice, you got the jump shot or not, then, you know, that you get engaged with differently. And, you know, the heat got turned up on the dial, but then it got turned back down, and people are kind of like completely been lulled into thinking like, oh, there ain't no way that's ever gonna happen again, not in my lifetime, kind of thing. I think it might be, they're thinking of it like, oh, that might be a 1 in 100 years kind of event. But the reality of it is it's gonna become clear. All, you know, all these things are a precursor. It's all you know, a sign. It's an event to kind of look at and be like, damn, okay, there's more coming. You have prophecies being fulfilled already, and it's like, oh wait, there's more to come. The best is yet to come. And then with how, you know, this was about the 6G requiring, you know, like an implant, that made me just think about this. Revelation 16:1, it says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple, saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon all the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. So yeah, you have that sore where, you know, people seem like, oh, it's all chill, it's whatever, but then lo and behold, come to find out they got something jammed in their body, and it's basically becoming a blight onto them, man. Because that's the thing as well, is it's gonna become evident, you know, who's taking it and who's not. And then it's essentially it's a showcase of, you know, your undying love for Esau. undying. Because um, you holding on to that is basically gonna lead to death. Because there's no other way that it can run. Mm. Revelation 14 and 9, and the third angel cried out, Salat, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So yeah, it's basically going to be, made evidently clear that those who sided with Esau, those who sided with his kingdom, his system, whatever his promises were, that you basically marked yourself onto destruction. And that's going to be delivered, man. And like I said, you're going to have that sword as well, where it will seem like, okay, you did it, you saved yourself in receiving that mark. Which, that's what everyone's kind of going to be looking at as. They're going to be thinking, oh, I've done myself a favor, I've helped myself out, I'm going to ensure that I'm good, so that I can definitely survive going forward. But really, it's going to be the inverse. And then, yeah, again, the way that 6G is looking could easily be utilized to push that and then draw people into it again. But that's like when, like I said, it's the first kind of time I've seen it. I'm not sure how it's gonna come to a fullness, but it's something you see, kind of keep an eye on. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, shalom, 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 shalom.